Hi, everyone. Welcome to another amazing topic of conversation. I want to thank my sponsors, the Health Channel. So please, anything regarding your health, sign up for the newsletter. And if you need any working space, whether it's an hour, a month, or even a year, Alexa's Workspace can accommodate you. And our resource page, we welcome our partnership with Aventura Moms. So, Galit, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
I wanted to bring one of the members, actually one of the working members that made behind the scenes of the Loving Moms movement. My experience this weekend with the marathon and trying to advocate and educate everyone on what's really going on with Israel was touching, overwhelming. But above all, is seeing these young moms, how they are doing and what they're doing to create awareness. So this is why, Galit, I wanted you to tell me, how did Loving Moms start? What is Loving Moms?
Thank you for having us. So Loving Moms started because we started seeing how many awareness there was going on in the world, and all the Shabbat tables and all the stroller walks and everything that was going on in other places. And we didn't see anything going on in Florida or that was touching enough. And we started thinking that we should do it. It was a group of parents that got in one chat of everyone together to see what's going on and the news that Israel was doing. And when we started seeing all the different events, the different awareness campaigns people were doing, we decided to do something about it. So a small group of people started getting together and decided to create a silent stroller walk, which at the end became the first Shabbat table in the Hollywood City Hall. And then the next...
Explain to everyone who doesn't know what was behind the stroller walk, because you started all this based on what happened in Israel on October 7th.
So after October 7th happened, we knew there were over 30 babies and kids that were taken hostages. They're kidnapped from their homes in Israel. And we were overwhelmed for that and wanted to make awareness and tell the world how this can happen. So we started gathering the strollers and we said that we're going to do a silent walk so we can show everyone how can you kidnap babies and kids. So that's how it really started.
Empty strollers.
It was empty strollers, and we had the posters of the kids in each one of the strollers. Everyone was walking silently, and we thought we were going to be only 17 people because that's what everyone signed up, and there were over 300 people walking with us, and it was very impactful. But then we knew that we needed to wake up the world and let everybody know that this is not okay and that people need to know what is really happening.
That took you to the Shabbat table, which was the empty Shabbat table.
So we started with the Shabbat table because that's the permit that we got at the beginning, even though we thought we were going to do the stroller walk. And then the Shabbat tables, because we saw different Shabbat tables, and we actually started helping other people do the Shabbat tables and gathering other people to go and bring awareness and bring the news and make it as big as we can. The Shabbat table is a huge table that if you start walking and seeing how many people are sitting there, are the amount of hostages, over 260 hostages that were taken by the terrorist Hamas. So, and there's still 130 plus 36 being hostage. So 260 seats is a lot. And you start walking and you'll see how many people are there. It's like a party, it's a wedding that you can think of. And it's crazy to know. it's empty. So we cannot be silent. That's what we decided. We cannot be silent, and we need to start doing other things.
So you have created a lot of events just to bring attention to what's going on.
Yes.
You guys were behind the artist that did the milk cartons, that you have one behind you with the milk cartons, but you were able to put it in Art Basel.
Yes. So what really happened is that the posters that you see all over the world, those artists are in Israel and here. They wanted to do at the beginning the milk cartons. You can see it in the back. The milk cartons really represent the kidnapped kids that happened in the 80s. And that was their main idea. But it was very expensive to do a 10-foot tall milk carton. And they decided to do the posters, and that went all over the world, and that's what you see everywhere. Then they reached us, Loving Moms. It's to ask if we could do that project, and we took the project in our hands, and we made over 10, 15 of the milk cartons, the 10 feet tall, and we started putting them. The first time that we did it was in Art Basel, in front of Art Basel. So people could see what was happening. And a lot of people didn't understand even that they were kidnapped children or...
No, a lot of people don't even know that children are still under...
There's a baby that turned 1 year old and he's still hostage. And there are 86-year-old people there that went through the Holocaust and are hostage right now and being raped and being tortured. It's unthinkable. So yeah, the meal cartons was a huge campaign. It was very expensive at the beginning, so we got a lot of people helping us and give us donations to make them happen. We put them in all over Miami Beach, Bal Harbor, in front of the Art Basel, and after that, we started sending them to New York. We send them in, they have them in Washington, D.C. Actually,
you ended up in Washington, D.C. in the March.
Before we were invited to the Senate, and we distributed over 100 milk cartons, the ones that you see in the back, 20 inches tall, to all the Senates in Washington, D.C. to make them aware of what happened. Between all that, or before that, there was a rally to Israel. For Israel in Washington, D.C. And a lot of people wanted to go. There were over 400,000 people that went from all over. In Florida, there were a lot of people that wanted to go, but they didn't want to go by themselves. They didn't have a team or a group to go. So 5 days before that happened, we were crazy enough to think that we can do a charter plane of 150 people, which costs a lot of money, $150,000. We needed to have it before we sold the plane tickets. And we actually did it. So in 4 days, we managed to put a plane together, and we ended up having a wait list of people. So they came to the airport and waited to see if somebody didn't come. So our plane was full, and we took 150 people from here that were really happy to go as a group, as a team for the rally. Yeah.
So bottom line, you guys make it happen.
What?
You guys made it happen. Like,
we made it happen.
Been very, very vocal.
Yeah.
On creating awareness. Now that there are some peace, well, not peace, because I know that peace is a very big word that is wishful thinking, but there are some talks of a ceasefire to bring back 30 hostages.
Yes.
What happens? Now that you have created a movement, what's next?
We're tired. We've been working a lot.
All of you are young moms with jobs, with families, with children that have taken this on the side.
Yes. Well, we just think that that's the only thing we can do, bring awareness and wake up the world, because as this goes, we feel that the world sees, the publicity and the fake news that has been created for over 15 years. So we just need to do something about it. And that's the only thing we can do for our children's future. So we can't stop. That's one thing. What could happen and what will happen later, we really don't even want to touch the subject, because many of us think that this is not the end. What's happening here is there's a lot of anti-Semitism that it's very sad to see, and they think that Israel is the one attacking, but we are always, or Israel is always looking for peace. And what is really happening here is we were attacked. People were, over 1,200 people were raped, the cut. It just, it was really awful to see what.
For anybody that still doesn't believe what happened on October 7th, there is a special on CNN by Anderson Cooper on, he created a special on the kibbutz that was attacked.
It was terrible. Yeah, it's unthinkable to think that people did these terrible things, cutting open a woman and taking the baby out of their womb. It's just terrible. So, but there's still anti-Semitism. They think that Israel is wrong. And I understand we don't want anyone to die. So it's true. But we need to wake up the world and let them know that there's anti-Semitism, and that they need to see that terrorists are not going to go only to Israel, against Israel. They'll end up going to.
That it's the rest of the world that's following.
Yeah. So we as moms are just trying to, in a peaceful way, trying to wake up, and maybe that will be our continuing effort to create awareness of what's really happening, so we have a world with peace for our kids.
Where can people find you?
If you look in Instagram under Loving Moms United, you will find and see everything that we're doing, and we're not stopping. So there's a lot of campaigns that we are trying to bring. The most recent ones, of course, are the meal cartons, the marathon, which we delivered over 1,000 beeps, which are things that you can you hang in your bags, so people see what happened. And
for them.
Yeah, and we're teaching other people that are not so familiar to this topic of what's really happening. So we're trying to reach out other churches, institutions, schools, universities. We're gonna try to teach what the reality is and make people wake up of what's really happening.
Understand.
Yeah.
That this is not that this was not created by Israel, because that is the perception that they feel now, that Israel is the one that is the war that they have. But as we celebrate, or as we honor the Holocaust week, I want to finish with a quote from Elie Wiesel. And he said that I told him that I did not believe that they could burn people at our age, that humanity will never tolerate it. And they did. And today we are here again. People were burned and humanity has stayed quiet. So with that, thank you, Galit. To everyone, if you want to unite in helping all these moms and helping everyone create peace for the world and a better future, that would be great. So hopefully on our next conversation, there will be peace. And above all, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.